Hey guys, welcome back. Today we'll try to understand macros in Excel. Yeah. So macros in Excel is nothing but an important way of automating your repeated tasks. So what macros does is uh, it will have your small codes of repetitive tasks being automated, and that can be also written in VBA. So I can modify them in VBA code as well, for which we have this developer section. Yeah. And we have this macro. Now, if you are unfamiliar with the VBA language, you can utilize macro recorder. Yeah. So, so uh, you you do not need to worry about VBA as such, because you can use macro recorder which records your action like keystroke, mouse clicks. It saves users time and performs similar tasks quickly after inspecting your actions. So macros are stored either in active workbook or in personal macro workbook. Yeah. So there are various ways in which you can record macro. We'll see that first. So as I told you, you go to developer tab. So you have this developer tab here. And within developer tab, there is this group called code. Yeah, within this code, you have this option of record macro. Or if you want to see the macros, it is available here. And this is what Visual Basic. I will not go into Visual Basic. Let's understand only about recording a macro. Yeah, so this is one way of recording your macro. Second is you go to View section. Within View, you have this option for recording macro. So within View, you have this macros group. Within macros group, you have this macro command. So there's only one command within macros group. But if you click on the arrow, you will have view macros, record macro, use relative references and all. Yeah. Okay. Or another way of recording a particular macro is through your status bar. So usually, if you go to the status bar, you get the macro recorder, which I'm not able to see here as of now. So just press enter, Control Z. Okay, so I had some action which I have performed. So you can see there is a small icon here in the left hand side bottom corner of the screen. You have this macro recorder. Yeah. So you can use this button as well. So we saw three ways in which you can do it. You go to the View tab. We have the macros command. You go to the Developer tab. You again have the record macro command. Third is on the left hand side, the bottom corner of the screen. You have this recording macro button. Yeah, or icon which you can click and start the macro. Okay. Another way in which you can, as we always do, is by using shortcut key. So the shortcut key, let me the on-screen keyboard. So the shortcut key for starting a macro or accessing a macro is Alt F8. Yeah, so it will open the macro dialog box automatically. So if I click on Alt F8, let me go to the screen first. Okay. Alt Oh, you can see this macro dialog box has opened. Yeah. So this is how you can directly open or access or a macro. Now let's understand how we can record the macro. Okay. So we have found four ways. Three was to directly mouse click, or you can access the various ribbons. As of now, I guess everyone has understood how you can access ribbon through your keyboard as well. Suppose I want to access the macros in view tab on your ribbon. So I'll press Alt, yeah, which will open the W for accessing the view tab. Within the view tab, I have to access macros. So as soon as I press Alt W, it will show me, okay, right. Yeah, so it is showing me M. If I click on M, so it will open the other options. I'll say view macros, and it will open the same box once again. Yeah, and this macro is accessible for all open workbooks or this workbook or my only this particular Excel, or if there are multiple workbooks open, it will give you the name as well. Yeah, so currently I'll keep for this workbook. Yeah, so let me just quickly start with how we can record a particular macro. So let me first hide this on-screen keyboard, since we have seen how we can access macros through your keyboard as well. So Microsoft Excel macros can be created by recording macros available in the developer tab. Right now we'll use the view tab, which is very much easier to understand and you can locate it very quickly. So I'll say record macro. So this is the most easiest way to record a macro. So let's understand by recording one macro. So I'll say record macro. It will first ask you a macro name. So if I say my first macro, yeah, and we automate. If you want to add any shortcut key, you can add that as well. So I'll say Control H, small h for accessing this macro. This is a shortcut key by which I can directly use the macro. Yeah. And I can say I'll use this macro for formatting cell uh, fonts and color. Okay. And I'll say okay. Yeah. As soon as I press okay, it has started recording. You can see that at the left hand side bottom corner, there is this a macro is currently recording. So I'll start my recording. I go to Home tab. I want to color this as yellow, make it bold. Yeah, make the color as red. Now I want to stop this macro. I'll say stop this macro, and my macro is recorded. Yeah. Now, how do I access or use this macro? Either I go to view, I go over here, I'll see view macros. I can see my first macro. I'll select the cell where I want to run the macro. Yeah. And I'll select the cell where I want to run the macro. I'll go to view macro. I'll see this and I'll say run. Yeah. It has run on those particular cell. Yes. It has run only on those particular cell. Try and understand that. Okay. If I go to sheet 2 and I'll say again run, view macro and run. See, on this current sheet as well, it has done the same action. If I go to any sheet, suppose I want to go to this sheet, it will again color without telling me anything, even if I don't select it. If I go here, I'll say view macros. I want to run this, I'll say run. And see, it has automatically, and if I try to type text, it has made the text as well red and with the yellow background. Okay. So this is how you can use this macro record okay, I have also, what I have done is I have given the macro a name. Yeah. So if I see view macro, yeah, essentially step into this will open the VBA code. I do not want to get into the VBA code. I'll just close this. Yeah. I'll go back to the macro. I'll say view macros. So there are various options. I can run the macro. If there are multiple macros, you can just select this macro from the macro name portion. Yeah. You can edit a particular macro. Again, it will take you to the VBA code, which we'll not get into. We'll just confine our today's topic on recording a macro and running a macro. Again, I'll just make you aware of what all these buttons means for. So if I have any other advanced options that I had, like I made a shortcut key for it. So suppose I go to a particular sheet and I want to run a macro. I want to make this ABC cell again like the one with it, which we have done in the other worksheet, in the macros worksheet. So I just press Control H, and you can see it is using the shortcut key to record or run the macro directly. So I have created a shortcut key and use the shortcut key to just run my macro as and how it I have been recorded. Okay, so this is how you create macros, run a macro, or you can edit a macro by going to the VBA code, but we are not going into the VBA code as of now to edit it. Yeah, or I can delete this particular macro. Yeah, so I'll just click on it. I'll say delete, and it will ask you to confirm on it, and I'll say yes. The edited part will not get deleted, but your macro has been deleted. Now, if I try to have this Control H once again, it will not do anything. Yeah, it is opening a find and replace because it is the shortcut key. It is a shortcut key for find and replace, but we have used it for macro as of now, just to show you how it works. So this is how you record a macro and use a macro in a worksheet where you have multiple formatting options or multiple things that you do on a worksheet which can be used to for other worksheets. Yeah. Hope you understood this concept. Hope you like this video. Do like it, share it across with your colleagues who want to learn Excel. Yeah, do comment if you want me to cover any of the topics which you in this entire 365 days of Excel journey. And yes, do not forget to subscribe to my channel because that's how you're going to get all my recordings directly to your inbox. Thank you so much.